Hello friends, welcome back to another session of Docker. So in this session we will learn about how to deploy a fat jar application on Docker container. So for that what we need in our last session, what we done, we are done with how to deploy a web application on Docker container Tomcat. In our Docker container we are installing Tomcat server, and on that Tomcat server we are deploying our web application. So we are done with that approach. Now we will deploy a fat jar. Now what is fat jar? Fat jar is created from Spring Boot framework. If we are developing our web application or any standalone application using Spring Boot framework, then Spring Boot will create a fat jar. That fat jar can be a jar, can be a .jar type or .var. You can create any of them, and in that fat jar only, if it is a web application, then web server will be embedded. You no need to install explicitly Tomcat. Default Tomcat server will be embedded in the fat jar itself only. That can be fat jar or can be fat var also. Okay, currently this is a jar, but you can practice with var also. Okay, next. So so first we will start with that one, and just simply we will write this Docker file. So in this Docker file, what you need to do, simply we no need to add Tomcat. Actually we no need to add Tomcat. Tomcat is not required because of fat jar. If it is a fat jar, then embedded Tomcat will be there, so you no need to add Tomcat. Okay, so you can skip these all these. This is not required. Downloading Tomcat is not required. Extracting Tomcat not required. Moving the Tomcat not required. And this is not a var file. Now this time this is a jar file, and jar file you can place anywhere, wherever you want. Okay, so we no need to add Tomcat, but just we need to add. So we can copy our jar application into our container. This is just add. I think you can use copy also. Copy that also can copy the file, and add, that is also we can do. We'll see the difference between them. Then that's okay. This Tomcat config, Tomcat user file is also not required. Okay, expose port number. What port number you have to expose? Tell me one. Before we are exposing port number 8080. Now we are exposing port number 9090. Why? Can you guess what could be the reason behind that? In previous example, our port was 8080. That's why we were exposing port as 8080, because default port of the Tomcat server is 8080. So we are exposing that one. But now the port is depending on your application.property configuration file. What port you are exporting, what port you are giving for the embedded Tomcat server, it depends on this port. This time the port will change. I have given 9090 port for my web application. This is a fat jar. My web app is a fat jar. So if it is a fat jar, then embedded tomcat will be there, and that tomcat also will be running on some port number. So that port number where we will add the configuration will be added in application.property file or application.yaml file, whatever the configuration file you are using, you have to configure that port. So I have configured port number 9090, that's why we need to give this port number. Okay, you can delete this expose statement also. cmd bin run catalog, what it is, this is we are running our tomcat, not required. Copying var file is not required because we are adding our fat jar, myweb.app var file, jar file we are adding from OpenJDK7. Now what it is, this is another image. Where is this image? Currently if you see the image, we don't have this image. OpenJDK17 image is not there. Then from where it will get the image? It will get from the central repository, or you can say that Docker Hub. From Docker Hub, OpenJDK it will get. Your Docker container, your Docker will pull the image from Docker Hub if it is not there in your local. Okay, so you can use this one. You can either use these many statements, or either you can use this statement is equivalent. This is here what we are doing. We are installing. What we are doing here, first we are creating on top of Ubuntu. From that Ubuntu, on top of that Ubuntu, I am installing OpenJDK 17. Then I am adding. You can do that one, or else these many statements you can ignore. You can replace with the OpenJDK. That's it. Which one you prefer, you can do. But currently I am doing that old one only. Okay. And what is the other benefit you are getting here? For OpenJDK 17, if you are directly using, it is setting Java home, everything it is doing. It is doing everything. In this case, we have to do explicitly. But anyway, this installation will do automatically. You no need to worry. Okay. So first I will try with this one. Then we will go with OpenJDK 7. That one also. That's it. My web var is there. We will see what is the use of add command and entry point. These two new commands we are learning here now. Okay, remainings are same. Run, expose, label from, that are same. Entry point and add, these two are new. Okay, that's it. And just check whether you have the var file or not. Whether you have the jar file or not. Yes, we have my web app jar. It's there. Okay, so open terminal here. Okay, it's already there. And build the var. So how will you build Docker image? You have to build image first. Docker image build with the name. What name you want to give? My web app, my app. Simply I am giving my app. That's it. My app 1.0. Okay, I am not giving web app. Anyway, this is a web application only, but this type is a jar. That's why I am giving. Or else let me see what name we are giving there. We'll give the same. My web app 2. Okay, you can give that also. My web app 2 1.0. okay, and from current directory you have to look for the Docker file. Is it enough? That's enough. Yes. What it is doing, it's building. Okay, from 1 to it is building. Okay, installing JDK image, it is adding this file. That's it. Now it's done. Now you see how many images are there. You can see images by docker image list, similar to docker images. Okay, we'll see these commands also. Fine. So my web app 2 is there. Now I want to create a container. So you can create a container, but I want to create only, I don't want to start. So how can you do? Docker container, docker container create with the name. What should be the name of container? Name of container like my app or my web app server 2. My web app server 2 is the name of container. Okay, you just want to create. And what is the what port? See, there is a port in this image. If you are creating container, it is exporting one port, so that port you have to map. For that purpose you have to use P. P port number, suppose 4545, map to 9090. I think 9090 only we are doing. Yes, 9090, correct. And what is the image name? Image is this one, 1.0. What happened? Okay, docker container create. Unknown tag name. While creating we cannot give created, no, sorry, not created. Docker container create, create. Create. Okay, it's done. So now one container is there. Clear first. Clear. How many containers are there? Docker images, these are the images. And docker deus docker container container list, docker container list A. Okay, this is another way, similar to the docker psa, process status of A, means all the server running or non running. You can use docker container list A all. You can use similar docker container list, docker image list, similar. Okay, simplified approach. Okay, so now my web app 2 1.0, from this image we have created a container named my web app server 2. You can start this one. Very simple. Docker start, or you can use container start. So better you go with the specific container start, and you have to give here, you can give container name. Yes, you can give container name also, and it is started. Now see the process status. So it is up, and it is listening on 4545. so go to your and type here 4545. yes, it's there. You are learning Docker. Hello, welcome to Tech Hub. You are learning Docker. That's it. Okay, and the what is that? My web app is the what is that? My web app is the application context path. After that one, I have declared one more variable also. You can hit this one also. Copy this, go to here, and after this one, if you add this one, it will come my hello password. Simply just some properties I am saving, some values, and I am just simply getting. That's it. That's it. So this application is working. Fat jar we have successfully deployed. Now the next thing how we can see the logs. I want to see the logs, what it is logging. Where is the logs now? Where is our log? Where is the container log? Container is running. Suppose I closed this terminal, there is no terminal, but still it is running. See, your server is running, up and running. Until and unless your system is running, this container will be up and running. And so many other users are using this application. So what you have to see, you want to see the logs. Where is the logs? You have to see the logs. So very simple approach. Anyway, other approaches are also there, but just simple approach. Docker.list a, and this is up and running, and you want to see the log of this container, or this container you can see. How will you see it? So simple, docker logs, and you have to give the id of container. See, it's getting, this is the log, this is the log of the entire log. You can see this is a Spring Boot application. This is a Spring Boot application written in 3.0.6, and here welcome to home page. When you are accessing home page, then after that when 2 times you accessed my password URL, then again 2-3 times you have accessed home page. So the entire log it is coming. Okay, next time if you refresh this one once again, and or else you have used here my password, so that log also you want to see. So what you can do, next you can do again, it will return that one. But generally if you want to see that in live mode, then how can you see it? How you can see it? You have to see forward. Yes, F you have to use. You have to follow. F stands for follow. F stands for follow, to follow the logs. Since you can use to, I want to get the log since last 2 minutes only, 5 minutes only, you can get that also. First I am checking forward. How can I do? Simply log F. Now it is forwarding. See, now it's a real time. Now if I see, I will show you. I will make it small here, and whenever I will refresh this page, log will come. See, it's coming home. So this is meaning of forward, following. It's following the logs. Wherever the log is coming, it's following continuously. See, my password, now it will follow this one. Okay, that's it. And if you want to exit, then how can you do it? Control Z, just type Control Z, you can come out from this one. Okay, next, another type of log. If I want to see the last 1 minute log, how can I see? I don't want to get the entire log. If you see, the server is started when server is up from last 4 minutes. 4 minutes is there, it's up, but I want to get last 2 minutes log, 1 minute log. How can I see? Simply don't follow, just use since 2 minutes, I think that's it. Since 2 minute, since 5 minute, 2 minute, that's it. From here, since 2 minute, that's it. Why it is not recognizing since? Okay, yes, it's recognizing since. Now it is not getting entire log. If you see this, if you remove this since, this is your entire log. This is your entire log, full log. See, from when this application started, you know, whenever Spring application starting, it's printing Spring and Spring Boot version, everything it is doing. So this is entire log, but I want only last 2 minute log. you can get only last 2 minute log. This is the last two. But and if you want to follow that also, get me the last 2 minute log and then follow. So now it is following. See, 2 minute, last 2 minute, this is the last 2 minute log and it is following also. Whenever you refresh it, it will come. See, it is coming, see. Yes, so in this way you can see the logs also. Okay, fine. So what extra we have done in this session? One is add. We have given one add command. So we will do one thing. There is nothing new, just simply we have we have used. You can try with the OpenJDK also. Currently what we are doing here, we are taking Ubuntu image. From on top of Ubuntu image, I am installing my OpenJDK, then I am adding my fat jar, then I am exposing port, I am doing. But you can simply use OpenJDK 7, OpenJDK 17 you can use, and you can skip this these two steps, because if you use OpenJDK 17, then OpenJDK 17 itself is doing all operations. It is downloading OpenJDK, everything it is doing. So you don't need to do that one again. So it's up to your choice how you were, from which parent image you want to build. It's up to your choice. But better, I am recommending you take Ubuntu fresh operating system. That's it, and you install your required software like that according to your project need. That's why. Okay, fine. So this is only about how to add your fat jar application in the container. Okay. Here two new commands, entry point and end, we are seeing. Okay, yes. I think we have given the explanation for this also. Let me see whether what is the meaning of entry point. Entry point will override CMD. I think this much. No, not here. We'll see this in our next session. In that case, if it's the description is not there, we'll see it. Okay. Add is simply adding a file from local to server. It is adding the file. Entry point is similar to CMD, but it will override. If there is any CMD, then entry point will override CMD. Okay, in more detail we will do in our next. I will give the description also. Currently I think I also don't have that one. Okay, how to see the logs? Can you tell me? We'll just write some of the questions that we 45. Okay, we'll grab that also, that question also. What is the use of add command of Docker file? Another one, we'll see this one. Question number 46. What is the use of a entry point? Okay, we have to describe those also. Entry point. Okay, 45, 46. How to see the logs of a container? How? Question number 47. How to see the logs of container? How to see the logs of container? Simple. Docker logs, or you can type, I think, docker container log. We'll see this one. Docker logs, and you have to give here container ID, container ID, or you can give the name also, container ID or name, whatever. Okay. How to follow the logs? How to see the logs? How to see and follow the log? How can you do it? How to see and follow? Simply, just you have to add f parameter. That's it. Okay. How to see the log from last specific period? How to see the log? How to see the logs? How to see the logs? Okay, so how to see the logs of container for SPECI specific times. Specific times means such as last 2 minutes or 5 minutes. How can you do it? So very simple, just you have to use since. You have to use since. We're using, yes, since 5 minutes or since something you have to use here. Since with double hyphen you have to use since 5 minutes. So you have to give here last minutes. That's it. You can see in this way. Fast forward, if you want to follow that also, you can apply follow also. It's up to your choice. Okay, follow, logs, follow, and last times. Okay. Question number 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Next question number is 50. What is that question number 50? Yes. Okay, let's define this one also. First, add and entry point. So add is it is similar to copy also, but it is similar to copy command, but this command, which command? Add. This add command can get the resource, get the file from HTTP request also. Similarly, if you give here add https abc.com sample.txt. Suppose from this server we are getting sample.txt file, and we are adding into use home. That's it. Under home I am adding. Is it possible? Yes, it is possible. But if you use copy command, will not work. Copy just do from source to destination, from one directory to another directory, just copy. But add means this file it will take and it will add to your file, add to your destination directory. Okay. So this is not possible through add, this is not possible. Okay. So this is the difference between add and copy. It's similar but functionality is different. Now next is entry point. Now what is entry point? It is similar to run on similar to what? Similar to CMD. What we are doing with CMD, when CMD is executing, when your container is starting up, at that time it is executing. So entry point is also executing when your container is starting up. So I can write here this command, this command executes at the time of container startup. This is the one. And the parameter of endpoint command cannot be overridden. Can't be overridden, but CMD parameter can be overridden. That's it. Because if you see, CMD command also will execute at the container startup time only, but you can override this one. If after CMD, if I write, so suppose here is your docker file. If I write here, if I write this command here, CMD, so what will happen? Which one will be executed? Will this executed? No, this will be executed. This is overridden. This CMD will be overridden by entry point. But if I do like this, if I do like this CMD, then what will happen? Will CMD will override entry point? No, it cannot override. Okay, so this is the main difference between entry point and a CMD. Okay, that's it. Yes. Okay, so in this session we have seen how to deploy a fat jar in container, in Docker container. This you try. You currently what I am doing here, I am doing from Ubuntu 22.04. This is the base image I am taking, and on this image I am installing Java manually. But instead of installing manually Java, you can directly use OpenJDK 7. This OpenJDK 17, I think this image is already there in Docker Hub. So what it is doing, this is taking some operating system. I'm not saying that this will take Ubuntu, it might take some other operating system, any other open source or any other Linux or any other operating system it can take, and on top of that operating system it is installing Java. So all this job it is doing, you don't need to do. You can remove this one, this much is enough. So you can try that one. Okay, anyway, you maintainer you can take it, label you take it, but this much is enough. Okay, you try this one. I can show you, but it will work same, not required. Okay, you can try this one. This is for your assignment, you do it. Okay, fine. So this is all about the Docker fat jar. We have seen the log also. Okay, in the next session we will see some of the commands that is related to image, related to Docker. We will just summarize them once again. Okay, almost we have done all the commands, but we will just summarize them. Okay, and we'll see in our next session. Thank you and have a nice day. We'll see you next session.